Hi, this is Dr. Pan, host of Tucson Math Doc channel on YouTube. We have radicals to simplify today. Radicals are part of beginning of the algebra. Down the road, when you use the quadratic equation, now if this doesn't make sense, that's all right. So basically, there's a huge application down the road. There's this big messy formula coming up your way in Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. And be able to simplify radical is one of the basic requirements. So let's take a look at today what radical is really saying. Simplify radical basically just involves finding the largest square you can think of. Okay, what I call it basically is digging gold nuggets. And now I'm aware some of my students like to use the trees. Now, if this is where you teacher use at school, by all means do it. Okay, it's not the way I would prefer, because most of my students, when they try that, they lose track of which numbers, how many numbers they circled. So what I want to show you today is a little bit of different take on this. Okay, 48. Let's see, I only see 2 in there. And I mean, there are 4 is in there, but if I don't see 4 in there, I see 2, then it's 2 times 24, much like what we're dealing with over here. Next thing is, let's see, I don't see 4 in there again, then I say 2 times 12. Okay, from here, I'm going to say, well, that's 2 squared times radical of 12. Okay, radical has the property that if so long as multiplication, you can split them up. So each one of them have their own house. Okay, radical is saying, like, if I have a square in here, then the number itself comes out. Okay, now 12, as nice as it is, it's 2 times 6, 2 times 3 times 2 again. So times 2 times 2 times 3. Okay. Again, I have a square here, so I'm going to keep this 2, and only one of them come out in that 2 squared 3. Okay, basically this 2, and there's a, when it's radical, the form is 2 here, so we're taking a square root. Okay, so basically this one opens the house, what I call opens the house. So equal to 2 times 2 times radical 3. There's nothing we can do about a radical 3, so the answer is 4 radical 3. Now let's take a look at this. Is a pretty long way to go about. There's nothing wrong with it. Let's see if we can find a quicker way. Okay, the quicker way involves this. You got to know the squares. Squares are our friends in that we are looking for any of those multiples, and whenever we find them, we call them gold nuggets. 16, let's just list it to 25, 6 squared is 36, and so on and so forth. Okay, I always ask my students to memorize at least 12 squared. All right, now let's look at this time. Let's see, you have a mind, or you have a task in mind. You're looking for the largest gold nuggets you can find. Okay, 3 times 16 is the largest gold nuggets we can find. And then it's equal to radical 3. Okay, 4 squared, and 4 comes out. Wow. Okay, so we basically shrunk all the steps, or there's like, what, 10 of them or so, down to 3 steps. Okay, let's try one more step. Let's say we'll give you a big number, 324. Okay, 324, it is even, but first thing I would not try 2, because 2 is not a gold nugget. The first thing I would always try, if at all possible, for even number is 4, because 4 is a gold nugget. I have 81. So I have 4 times 81. And this time I scored. Not only I got 1 gold nuggets, I actually had 2. So this one is 2 times 9, which is 18. Okay? Let's see if I have enough room to try one more. Let's see, we have another big number, radical 726. What do I do over here? Well, 726, I see 3 in there, because when you add each one of the digits, it does have 3. I don't see 9 in there, because this one is 8, and that's not quite 9. So let's try our 3. Okay, 3 is not gold nuggets, but that's the only thing I see. So let's divide it by 3. That's 2, 6, 12, 4 and 2. 242. 242 has a 2. So here's what I see. 3 times 2 times 121. Okay. Now, we didn't finish this gold nugget list. If you go down far enough, 11 is 121. 11 squared is 121. So here I have a radical of 6 and the radical of 11 squared. Okay. Now one more step, I'm there. Radical of 6 times 11, or 11 radical 6 is my answer. Okay, so let's quickly summarize what we did. When you simplify a radical, okay, it's okay to do the tree diagram. There's nothing wrong with it. If your teacher insists on that, by all means, use that. A quicker way, however, is to see what's the largest gold nugget you can spot. Once you spot that, use that. That does require you to know maybe all the way to 12 squared, okay, to have it memorized. All right? Hope this helped. Have a confident day.